Hello everyone, let's solve another Leetcode problem today. Today we are solving problem product of array except self. Here we require to take an array of numbers and return an answer array such that at every answer array's index we return the multiplication of all input array numbers except the one that was in this index. So for example, for the first index is 24 because the multiplication of all these numbers except the first one gives us 24. Similarly, for the second index, the answer is 12 because 1 multiplied by 3 and 4 gives us 12, and so forth. We are required to write the solution that runs in linear time, and we also have a constraint of not using the division operator. So let's go to the intuition first, and then we will write out the code. The obvious brute force solution that comes to mind is to traverse each number in the list and multiply all of the numbers except itself. For this we need to traverse n elements and find multiplications of all n minus 1 elements, which will give us n quadratic time for the time solution type complexity. Instead, we can solve this problem in linear time by breaking down the list into two lists with multipliers before the number and after the number. So for example, in the case of all multipliers before the number, so for the first, because we don't have any numbers here, we can simply write 1 as the multiplier on the left. And for the multiplier on the right, it's all of the numbers that come after this number. So it's 24. For this number, the multiplier on the left is 1. The multiplier on the right is 12. For 3, the multiplier on the left is 2, and the multiplier on the right is 4. And for 4, all of the multipliers on the left are 6, and there are no numbers on the right side, and similarly we can just write 1 here. So when we get these two arrays, for each index we can multiply them together and get the answer list that we need. How do we find these two lists in linear time? We can simply traverse the list and write down all of the multiplications that we get for it, kind of a running sum. So for example, let's make it an empty array. So we didn't have any numbers here, so we just simply wrote 1 here. For 2, we put all of the previous numbers multiplied, and it's only 1. For 3, we get all of the previous multiplications here, and that's 2. And for 4, it's all of the previous numbers multiplied, and it's 6. And for each iteration, we don't even need to remember any numbers except the previous one, or use any numbers except the previous one, because we already saved them, the results of their multiplications in this list. So, for example, in the case of 4, we can just simply take the latest number that we saved here and multiply it by the previous number in the given list. Similarly, the after list can be found pretty much the same way, except we go not from index 0 to the latest index, but from the latest index to the index 0. So 1, 4, 12, and 24. Okay, so now that it is clear, let's go to the solution. We can create two lists, multipliers before and multipliers after. For multipliers before, we will always start with number 1, because we don't have any multipliers before the first index, and again, the same logic, we do not want to change numbers. And it will be the same for the multipliers after, except it will be the last index here. Then we iterate through numbers array. Let's do it with range, so it's easier to track the indexes, length nums. And at first, let's find multipliers before. So we already have 1 here for the first index, and for each next index we should append the multiplication that we get from multiplying the last index at m before by the number that we are traversing through. So, for example, at first iteration it will be 1 appending 1 multiplied by numbers at index, it will be 1. Then at second iteration it will be 2, and so forth. And we can do the same for the multipliers after, except we can change the range to start from the end of the numbers array and end at 0 and go in reverse. And similarly, I think it was append left. Append left. Python list. Okay. Except we can use except instead of appending, we can use insert at 0 index. And add similarly the number that we need. I know.
Everybody is telling you that you should probably quit.
In this case, the last number will be at 0 index. And it will be multiplied by nums I. And then we can simply
with nowhere to go. And they'll only pay 15 days in a hotel, April.
let's say let's reverse the nums array again, except now we have the result here. Where we can simply put multiplication of indexes of the series and return the result. List index out of range. We simply needed to put -1 here, and we got the result back. The test cases are passing, and the solution have completed. So basically the linear complexity of the solution is 3n, because we are traversing the array 3 times. Or in the case of Python, it's called list. It can be done in 2 for loops instead, but for the simplicity and the intuition, I've added the 3rd loop, just so it's easier to understand. So anyways, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.